now cross live to Abuja, where the Senate is screening ministerial nominees and board members of the Niger Delta Development Commission.
It made me visible and eligible for being considered for a greater responsibility. Allow me to extend my special acknowledgement to my parents, because today marks a proud and historic moment for my family and my community. Through mentorship provided by my parents, I have gathered the wealth of wisdom, experience, and humility, as well as tapped into the wellspring of innovation and vitality inherent in the younger generation. Because I carry with me the essence of my roots, and whilst not forgetting where I come from, I believe that this experience will inform my decision and my work for the youth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation, because they say it takes a village to raise a child, particularly a girl child. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the esteemed well-wishers who have graced this occasion with their presence. Your unwavering support has been instrumental in shaping my journey thus far, and I am deeply grateful for your significant contributions. From the depth of my heart, I wish to express my profound gratitude to the youth of Nigeria, the broader African continent, the international community, for the overwhelming support they have shown me since my nomination was announced. Distinguished senators, I come before this hallowed chamber today with the deepest sense of humility and an unwavering commitment to the prosperous future of our cherished nation, Nigeria. I come to you not merely as a qualified nominee, but as an individual who has devoted her life to the advancement of youth development. My journey has been driven by an unwavering belief in the potential of our youth, leading me to achieve several noteworthy milestones. Today, I have been given the chance of a lifetime to contribute my quota to nation building. In a government that has given unprecedented priority, not just to our country's youth, but has also given young women like myself a seat at the decision-making table. My name is Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim. I am from Gure Town, a rural Western Borough community in Barotain local government area of Kwara State. I was born on February 7th, 1986. I believe that my education, my upbringing, and my career have prepared me for the task ahead. My reception and primary school education was at NEPA Senior Staff School in New Busa, Borough local government area of Kwara State from 1991 to 1996, during which I earned my first school leaving certificate. From 1996 to 2002, I attended Federal Government Girls College, Bari, Abuja, where I obtained my secondary school leaving certificate. I pursued my higher education at the University of Ilorin, where I studied medicine and surgery, and I graduated in year 2010 with a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. Following my academic pursuit, I fulfilled my mandatory one-year National Youth Service Corps requirement in 2011, and serving at the National Assembly Clinic during my youth service year afforded me firsthand the privilege to experience how committed and hardworking the senators and the members of the House of Representatives are towards nation building. It was my first point of contact with politics in a work environment, and that has inspired me greatly to dream. I am a member of the Nigerian Medical Association, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, the West Africa Youth Assembly, WIRE, and the Progressive Young Women Forum, which I serve as the president. To further my studies in 2017, I obtained a certificate from the University of Washington in Health Management and Leadership. In year 2021, I also attended the Advanced Leadership Program of the Gotney Leadership Center. My professional odyssey commenced in the field of medicine, where I dedicated my formative years to the healing of the ill. Yet, as a young Nigerian medical doctor, disheartened by the ailing state of our healthcare system and the plight of healthcare workers as it concerns their welfare, I recognized that to make a meaningful impact, I needed a voice at the decision-making table, and that could influence millions of lives rather than confining myself to individual consultations between the four walls of a clinic. Consequently, I resolved to pursue a career in development. But faced with a choice between seeking greener pastures abroad, or Japa as we call it, or remaining in my beloved homeland, Nigeria, to become part of the solution, I wholeheartedly chose the latter. Having firmly resolved to be a catalyst for change, I embarked on my journey in the field of development. In order to build a robust portfolio in this sphere, I engaged in voluntary work and for various charitable and humanitarian causes. This endeavor led me to the far reaches of northeast Nigeria, Maiduguri in Borno State to be precise, where I served as a volunteer on the platform of the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative, PCNI. Additionally, I actively participated in the 2019 campaign and general election of His Excellency, Governor of Kwara State, who, much like our esteemed President, possesses an unwavering eye for talent and faith in the potential of young people. My governor, impressed by the dedication and contributions I made during the campaign and election in 2019, he entrusted me with increased responsibilities by appointing me as Senior Special Assistant on Health and later as Senior Special Assistant on Sustainable Development Goals. He charged me further by appointing me as the State Focal Person for African Union Agency, NEPAD, and as State Focal Person for the National Human Capital Development Program, a pivotal component of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, spanning from year 2017 to year 2020. Okay. I know that I know that I have been fortunate to receive an excellent education. My parents were able to, through hard work and commitment, provide me with opportunities most young people in Nigeria cannot enjoy. However, Abraham Lincoln once said, "I do not know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be." So this is my mission and my pledge to you. I will work so that Nigerian youth will have opportunities to educate themselves, to develop themselves, and exploit their potential talents through acquiring entrepreneurship and leadership skills. I know that it is possible because I am not alone, and I am aware that I am fully cognizant of the gravity of responsibilities associated with this position, and I stand ready to discharge them with unwavering dedication, transparency, and accountability. If confirmed by this esteemed and most respected Senate, I aspire to bring this wealth of experience and expertise to bear on my new role, further contributing to the actualization of the renewed hope vision of Mr. President as it strongly concerns young people. Thank you greatly for your attention. Long live the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Distinguished colleagues and nominees, you will answer a few questions, if any, from my colleagues. Of course, definitely there are questions, and so be as brief as possible. Thank you for your resume. Yes. The leader.
Mr. President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, let me start by congratulating the nominee, Dr. Mrs. Ibrahim Jamal Jumai, for being considered worthy for this position by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, there are a lot of things that are very thrilling about this nominee. And that's why I decided to speak first. Coincidentally, she was born the year I graduated from the university. And secondly, the primary school she attended in New Busa was the same primary school that my first son attended. Sir, we have to thank Mr. President for gradually bringing in youth of very quality background that were running away from Nigeria are being encouraged to stay in Nigeria and be part of the solution. This is very encouraging. We have seen a lot of women, not just women, women of quality materials, doctors, engineers, lawyers, fine. The academicians that are running away from politics are being brought in now. And this is a good sign for the prospects and progress of this country. In line of this, Mr. President, I don't have any question, and I don't think we should ask this nominee question, than to appreciate Mr. President and to congratulate her and wish her success as a representative of Nigerian youth. She's just 37. And reading through her CV, this is not the first appointment, maybe higher appointments. She has served in some other lower pedestals. If she didn't do well there, they would not consider her for higher posts. So I'm proposing that we allow her to take a bow honorably, to take a leave of the Senate in honor of Nigerian youth as so submit.
Distinguished colleagues, I'm hearing the commendation from the minorities, former minorities, because the Senate is one, so there is no minority in the Senate. But hearing from the leaders on the other side of the aisle, commending Mr. President for inclusion of youths in governance and encouraging the very educated young Nigerians with brains to stay back. I doubt if my brothers on the other majority side of the aisle will have any objection to the proposition. In that case, I want to ask distinguished Senator Sadiq, as a father from Kwara State, to wrap it up.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Sadiq Sulaiman Umar. I represent the good and decent people of Kwara North, and we who are. Mr. President, first we want to thank Mr. President for identifying our own as worthy out of millions of youth in this country. Competent youth, courageous and creative. Our own has been given the privilege to go and lead them in this ministry. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Let me just say that the nominee, you've heard her clearly. You've seen what she has to tell us, what she has been up to. Her CV is very, very clear, from primary school, secondary school to university. No commerce, no K, all is excellent, all true. Mr. President, I can assure you, the kingdom she came from, she's a daughter of Borgu Kingdom, which Jagaban, the president of Nigeria, is part of our kingdom. Our kingdom is a courageous, brilliant, hardworking kingdom made of people. This is one of our products. Be rest assured, she will go and make not just the Senate, but the Nigerian youth proud. So let us ask her to take a bow and go, and let's go and start our work immediately.
Senator Sadiq, thank God that you did not spoil everything. because while we are very excited to have youths in governance, you were about to go into too much of the resume about data. My dear nominee, it is a wish of the Senate that you just say a word on what you want to bring to bear, and then how you want to play a role and become a role model for other Nigerian youths. How you want to use this position as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to inspire other youths in Nigeria to know that yes, there is hope for this country, and that there is no need for them to take their talents elsewhere, to go and build other economies. And thereafter, you can take a bow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President, sir. It's on. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Senate President, sir. I want to appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to speak, because coming here, I thought that asking me to just take a bow and go and not saying anything would be a great disservice to the Nigerian youth. Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. Well, we're aware of the challenges that Nigerian youth are faced with: underemployment, unemployment, yes, and of course, poor access to health, access to affordable and quality healthcare, poor access to quality education, and of course, we are deprived of skills that will make us keep up with the current realities of the job market. So, my capacity as a Minister of Youth Development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my role, if confirmed, Mr. President, thank you, sir. If confirmed as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to pilot the affairs of the Youth Ministry, my first and most important role would be to inspire young people. I hope to inspire young Nigerians, and I would like to quote what leadership means. It's a quote by John Maxwell, one of my favorite authors. He said, "Being a great leader is all about having a genuine willingness and a true commitment to leading others to achieve a common vision and goal through positive influence." So I hope to use my office to positively influence Nigerian youth to have a voice at the decision-making table. And when we're designing our youth development plan, we hope to bring young people to the table so we can have an all-inclusive plan that profiles a bottom-up approach in order for young Nigerians to take ownership of the youth development plan and its implementation. And we hope that this plan surpasses the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our dear sister. We want to wish you luck if the Senate confirms you, and that you will be a major inspiration, not just to the youth of the country, but also to the female gender. I have many female children, and I look forward to seeing one of them stand like you in future. Please take a bow. Next.
All right, we're currently live from the Senate, where we've just listened to the speech and the motivation from Dr. Jamila Ibrahim of Kwara State, who is hoping to be confirmed for the Ministry of Youth if she is successful in her endeavors today. Quite an inspirational charge that she shared that also met with positive feedback. But of course, it all does come down to a vote. However, she spoke eloquently about her background, her experience, and what she believes are her qualifications to make an impactful Minister of Youth Affairs for the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Indeed, and in addition to her, we also understand there will also be two nominees that will be screened today. That's Balarabe Abbas Lawal from Kaduna State and Mr. Ayodele Olawande from Ondo State. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, read a letter from President Tinubu that was yesterday requesting the confirmation of those three additional nominees. We saw him screening Jamila not too long ago. And we also recall that the Senate in August 2023, and they screened and confirmed 45 ministerial nominees and rejected 3 of them. And notable among those not confirmed include former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. And the 2 other nominees rejected then were Stella Okotete from Delta State, Abubakar Danladi from Taraba State. But the screening will still go on, and it's on as we speak.
From Balarabe Abbas Lawal, who is about to make his speech and his motivation in the hopes of being confirmed. So that'll be ongoing in the next few moments. Of course, today we also look forward to the screening of the board for the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, that is highly anticipated as well, as of course we know that it is a pivotal organization in this nation's economy. So that's all coming to you live from the Senate in Abuja today. So here's just a few things that you might want to know about the gentleman who's currently standing at the podium. That's Abbas Balarabe, who, of course, has been nominated. He was the former, to replace, the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Now, El-Rufai's name was missing from the list of the ministerial nominees confirmed by the Senate, leaving Kaduna as the only state without a ministerial nominee in the new cabinet. However, the president conveyed the replacement in a letter, as Cynthia earlier told us earlier. Now, Abbas Lawal Balarabe was born on February 5th, 1958, so he's 65 years old, and he's from Kachia local government of Kaduna State. And he graduated from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And also, so he's got a Bachelor of Science degree in Political Science and also an MSc in Political Science. Between 2015 and 2023, Balarabe served as secretary to the state government of Kaduna under Nasir El-Rufai's administration. And between September 1999 and February 2001, he worked as a special assistant to the Federal Minister of Education in Abuja. And between February 2001 and May 2003, he worked as a special assistant to the Minister of State, Army, at the Ministry of Defense. He then worked as a special assistant to the President in the Federal Capital Territory and as the Chief of Staff to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja, among other positions held from July 2003 until 2007. From a private perspective, he's into real estate and property management, as he is the current managing director of Right Edge Property Nigeria, that's based in Abuja. And he's also active in agricultural activities such as poultry, livestock, and crop crop production, in the Zaria metropolis. So quite a well-rounded individual with a lot of experience in administration and in governance affairs of the nation.
Of course, and I believe the other candidate to be screened later on will be Ayodele Olawande. And we understand that he's the 34-year-old youth leader turned ministerial nominee. That's how a lot of media represented his case. Now, he's described as a dynamic and dedicated APC youth leader who's now been nominated by the president to be Minister of State for Youth and has emerged as a prominent figure in Nigeria's youth empowerment landscape. He was born and raised in Lagos, brings a wealth of experience, passion, and vision to the forefront of youth development. At the age of 28, Ayodele had already made significant strides in his professional journey, and he began as an educator, instilling knowledge and values in the young minds of his community. And it was during this time that he recognized the immense potential within Nigeria's youth population and the need for opportunities to harness their talents.
All right, let's listen in to Balarabe Musa as he gives us his motivation.
Your Excellency, the Senate President, Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barrow Jibrin, leaders of the Senate, and Your Excellency, with your permission, I want to recognize the senators from my state. Senator Ibrahim Khalid, Senator Lawal Adamu, and Senator Sunday Marshall Khatum. I also want Your Excellency to also permit me to recognize my teacher, who is also a senator here, Senator Dr. Yahya Abdullahi, maybe in absentia. Thank you, sir. He's been my lecturer and my mentor, sir. Distinguished senators, I want to start by thanking the Almighty Allah for his blessings and his mercies. I stand here honored before this hallowed chamber, the custodian of our federalism, the custodian of our federalism, because this is the chamber where all the states in Nigeria are represented equally. So this is the chamber that represents and protect our federalism. So I feel very honored to be in this chamber today to put in my brief summary. I'm also deeply grateful to His Excellency the President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for finding me worthy of being recommended to this Senate to be appointed as a minister. It is a great honor, and I'll remain grateful to him. I also want to express my gratitude to all those that have come here to witness this occasion, which I think is historic as far as I'm concerned, your Senate President. I will start by trying to bring my brief summary. I was born on the 5th of February, 1958 in Kachia, Kaduna State. And I started my education at Kobam Kwemena Primary School, known as the Town School Number 1 in Zaria, 1964 to 1970. And from there, I proceeded to Prayer College from 1972 to 1975, where I wrote my work. And I attended Kaduna College of Advanced Studies, Arts, Science, and Technology from 1976 to 1978, where I wrote my IJMB, which is Interim Joint Matriculation Certificate. Then I also did GCE A-level in November 1977. I also attended Ahmad Bello University, Zaria, from 1978 to 1981, where I obtained Bachelor's of Political Science. While in ABU, Mr. President, I was also a student unionism, and I was the Speaker of the Students' House of Representatives. That is from 1980 to 1981. I also did my master's degree in ABU in 1986, between 1986 to 1987. Mr. President, I want to continue by trying to, throughout my career, I've sought opportunities to enhance my skills and broaden my understanding of governance, management, and environmental stability. I participated in various professional courses in development, including GMC in ASCON, and also I attended management training course at Thames College in United Kingdom. I have also pursued specialist courses in privatization, infrastructure at the Center for Privatization and Engineering in US. And my commitment to continued learning has led me to executive courses at renowned institutions such as Cranfield University in United Kingdom, Harvard University, John F. Kennedy School of Government, and Sewell School in York. My professional career started with my work in CAS. I started working in College of Advanced Studies as a lecturer in political science. And I started from assistant lecturer to lecturer 1, and I left CAS in 1989, where I joined the Administrative College of Nigeria, ASCON, and there I was appointed as a facilitator in the Public Administration Department as Principal Management Development Officer. And I was in ASCON for a period of 3 years, and while there, I participated actively in the management courses of ASCON. In fact, I was one of those that participated actively in in civil service reform of 1988 and 1989. Then from ASCON, I joined the National Electoral Authority, NEPA, that's from 1992 to 1997. While in NEPA, I was appointed as the principal manager in charge of administration, and I served there for a period of about 8 years. Then from NEPA, I was appointed as special assistant to the Minister of Education in 1999, September 1999. And I was participated actively in the formulation, the policy of UBEC, that's Universal Basic Education. And I was secretary of the committee that was responsible for launching UBEC in 1999 in Sokoto. And in education, I also participated in various committees in the area of senior education and higher education from 1981 to 1999 to 2001. And 2001, I moved from education to the Ministry of Defense, where I was the special assistant to the Minister of Defense in charge of the Army. In that ministry, I have worked in the area of UNAMSL in operation and things like that. So I worked there for a period of 2.5 years before the end of that administration. And from there, I moved to the Ministry of FCT, where I served as the Chief of Staff to the Minister from 2003 to 2007. And throughout my career, I have sought opportunities to enhance my skills, broaden my understanding of governance, management, and environmental stability. I have participated in various professional development programs, including the general management courses, and also I have worked greatly in areas of visibility and in areas of environmental protection. I stand here before you, humbled by the depth and the breadth of experience I have gained through my career. I firmly believe that if given the opportunity to be appointed a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am going to bring all these experiences to bear in my duties. Your Excellency. So, and based on the possibility that I may likely be appointed to the Ministry of Environment, I want to categorically state that I will bring all my experience and firm belief to the Ministry of Environment, and I will play the vital role in shaping the future of our great nation, Nigeria, which stands at a crucial stage in the area of environmental sustainability, and I am committed to leading the change in addressing these challenges of environmental issues. My vision for the ministry rests on three fundamental pillars: conservation, resilience, and collaboration. We must prioritize protection and preservation of our previous natural resources, strengthen our environmental regulation, and foster a sense of stewardship among our communities. Building resilience in climate change is paramount, and we will all develop robust adaptation and mitigation strategies to promote renewable energy in our country, and to integrate climate resilience in all sectors. Collaboration will be the cornerstone of our efforts, as well as bringing together governments, private sector, entities, civil societies, and international partners to work with us, because environment is very key to our development. Environment is key in the sense that we all live within environment. So with this, Mr. President and distinguished senators, I want to clearly say that in doing this, I am going to work closely with the National Assembly. I am a believer in democracy, and I believe that the executive can't function well without the legislature. The legislature is the basis and the strength of our government. So whatever I will do, and wherever I find myself, I am going to
Mr. President, very distinguished senators, I rise on point of order 8, subsection 3, to request, to move actually, that we extend our sitting period beyond 2 p.m. to enable us to take care of all they have on the other paper for today. I so move, Mr. President, sitting at chair.
The President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the Senate extend beyond 2 o'clock to enable us complete other important assignment on the other paper. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that this hallowed chamber do extend the sitting time beyond 2 p.m. to enable us to conclude all the items on the other paper for the day. Those who are in support of the motion say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, in concluding, I want to indicate clearly that as part of my working career, I was appointed Secretary to the Government 3 times, from 2015 till today. And I want to say that I am likely the longest serving Secretary to the Government in Nigeria. So I have been part of administration, I've been part of policy making, I've been part of trying to change things in the country based on what I did at the federal level and what I'm doing now at the state level. So I want to bring this experience to bear in wherever I find myself in the new cabinet of the president. And I want to express my gratitude to all of you for listening, and I also want to extend my sincere thanks to the President of the Senate for allowing me to stand here before this august gathering. This is a house of splendor, a house of integrity, a house of democracy, and I feel highly honored because to me this is the highest point of my career, to stand before this hall and and say things about myself. I feel very, very happy. Today is maybe my happiest day, being here and being addressing this chamber. I want to end here by saying that the environment, which I think I may be going there, is a very important issue. And we know that we have been going through a lot of issues to do with the environment. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yes, distinguished Senator Marshall.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, Senator Sunday Marshall Katun, I represent the people of Kaduna South Senatorial District from Kaduna State. Mr. President, I want to thank you for this privilege to stand and speak on behalf of our nominee. First, to thank Mr. President for nominating him, and to quickly state that the three senators from Kaduna have no objection to his nomination. Also, to state quickly that he was also born in my senatorial district. He attended the same A levels like me, where he also became a lecturer when I jackpot to University of, the same year I jackpot to University of Lagos to commence my studies as a lawyer. He's a seasoned administrator from his resume as presented. He's also somebody who has understood the
Mr. Wait. Can you say water, give me water. Water and sugar. Water and sugar. Get sugar, and water. Is there where is Dr. Wale? Can the camera cease immediately? Can we have a closed session? Will the cameraman please leave us? Will the cameraman please leave us? Come, call Dr. Wale for me. Secretary to the state government of...
you're watching live pictures from live videos from Abuja, where the Senate is now back in session and will continue screening of the ministerial nominees.
He was also fasting in the last 3 days. He rushed in from Kaduna this morning due to his activities and schedule as Secretary to Government, of course. On confirmation by the Senate, he confirmed, and then after being sworn in by Mr. President, automatically will have to leave that job and be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So let's have the last nominee.
Okay, you're still live in Abuja, where the Senate is resuming the screening of ministerial candidates. And of course, earlier on, we had the fainting of one of the nominees, Balarabe Lawal, who has been taken into intensive care. Of course, he's being attended to at the moment. There were some tensions earlier whether the screening will continue, but here we are, and it continues with members going about their business as usual.
It's before us another the last nominee for the day from Mr. President. You're welcome to the Hello Chamber of the Nigerian Senate. You will give us a brief resume of yourself, and thereafter proceed to answer questions, if any, from distinguished senators.
Good afternoon. The distinguished fathers, mothers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the Hello Chambers. Permit me to greet the uncommon Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Deputy Senate President, the leader of the Senate, and the distinguished fathers and mothers of the Senate. Standing humbly before you in this uncommon Hello Chamber is a 34-year-old young man, Nigerian youth, whose circumstances of birth and upbringing was not a privilege, just like the normal Nigerian youth. With the journey of my academic section, attended primary schools, being tough and hard, I started from Christ School Ado Ekiti. I have my wax and NECO examination in Agbede Comprehensive College and Divine Group of School, respectively. Because I'm coming from a no man's land, and today I give the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria the honor by thanking him for giving the youth of Nigeria another renewed hope of my nomination. I attend Federal University of Technology, Akure, for my university diploma. I proceed to Federal Polytechnic, Ado Ekiti. I have a postgraduate diploma, in International Institute of Journalism. Propelled by the urgent need to quickly take my destiny into my hands. All right, sir. To quickly take my destiny into my hands, I went ahead to work in different private companies, putting together as TA between 2020 and 2023. I have worked with so many private companies as site administrator, neither as director or site admin. Such companies are TE Hubs, La Homes. I work in innovation as special assistant, Emergency Community Africa, NECO as monitoring officer, and WAY project. I've also, with my youthful zeal and passion that have driven in me, participate in party politics. I've been in party affairs from an early age, where I started as a ward youth leader. And now, it takes me to the level that I become the state youth leader of APC in Ondo State. I work in so many organizations during my party activities, and I stand in front of my fathers and mothers to tell you that as a Nigerian youth that has 3 senators from Ondo State, senator from the central, senator from the north, and senator from the south. As their youth leaders, and they are my fathers, as a Nigerian youth, sirs and ma, whose story is common with the story of the Nigerian youth out there, permit me, sirs and ma, to please, in your honor, to take me as your son into this uncommon family. I will work with my other minister to make sure that the youth constituency is being carried along and change the narrative of the youth and the government, to bring them together, to show love, and to engage them to the grassroots level. Thank you, sir.
Yes, distinguished Senator Abu.
And thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Ishiaku Abo. I represent very good and resilient people of Adamawa Northern Central District. Mr. President, earlier today, a 37-year-old lady walked into this hallowed chamber, accompanied by her own father, who was a former member of the House of Representatives, and he sat down right behind here, watching his 37-year-old daughter being screened as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Every father wants that. Before us now is a 34-year-old boy, not even 37 now, 34-year-old boy. It's a boy now. Mr. President, Mr. President, 37-year-old man. I was blackmailed by Salim Musa to say that he's a man, or he will raise point of order. Mr. President, let me borrow from the word of the nominee. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given Nigerian youth a renewed hope, a reason to believe that Nigeria can walk once again, by nominating 2 of us this morning to be here before us. They came in since morning. I met them here by 9 a.m. by nominating these young men and women to be ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, if you look at our order paper of today, we still have a lot on this order paper. And for the past 2 days, we have been stepping down what we have on the order paper. Mr. President, once again, I want to appreciate the President for finding Nigerian youth worthy, for putting confidence in them, and telling them that you cannot continue to japa and run away from this country. Come home. Let's build this country together. Because anywhere you go, you are going there as a foreigner, but this is your home. Nigeria is yours. Come and build it. Mr. President, I asked my colleagues, with the permission of the senators from the state of the ministerial nominee and a representative of the youth I call on my colleagues to please let the young nominee, whom Mr. President have confidence in, to please take the leave of the Senate so we can continue what we have on the order paper. Yes. This is as a motion, Mr. President. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yes, supported.
The distinguished Senator Jimoh Ibrahim.
And my very distinguished colleague, my name is Jimoh Ibrahim, representing the people of Ondo South from Ondo State. When the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Asuwaju, was campaigning, one of his campaign promises at the very top value stick is that he will use the youth as catalyst for change. Mr. Senate President, sir, I represent that very promising youth in Nigeria that will be used as catalyst for change. The young Ayo is dynamic, highly innovative, and very strategic. Mr. Senate President, sir, without wasting your time, this is one case in which we have a problem-solving solution in Ayo. Ayo is very equipped with artificial intelligence knowledge, is an engineer, and he is going to drive the youth in a collaborative arrangement and engagement within the federal structure. Mr. Senate President, I know you are biased to the youth, no doubt about that, my apologies. But my very distinguished colleague, this is very, very rare case where we have a very brilliant, very intelligent, highly trustworthy Nigerian youth. I don't know how Asuwaju was able to spot this fellow out. This fellow is a catalyst of change in Ondo State. This is one of the legacies of Governor Akeredolu in Ondo State. And myself and my colleagues, my elder brother Ekwisagba, my younger brother Niyi, who are members of these hallowed chambers, we converged yesterday and we agree unanimously that Nigeria, we are very proud that Nigeria is having Ayo at this. And all I have to say, without wasting time, is to congratulate this country, to congratulate Mr. President for locating Ayo, a dynamic changer, a game changer, somebody who is going to bring innovation, a strategic focused young man into Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I celebrate Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu this afternoon for bringing Ayo to focus. Mr. Senate President, my colleague, I rarely talk like this. This is one of our first class. This is of the driver of our dashboard. This is one of our value stick. This is, in fact, is I wouldn't go to Cambridge and Oxford this afternoon, but I want to say very well, and I want to thank my colleagues, my very distinguished Senator of Tribe of Nigeria, starting from the Senator Emeritus to my Mr. President. I will then just say the last word, because I know for sure the Senate President we have at this time is very biased for the youth. And I want to say clearly, at this stage, Mr. Senate President, I will take I want to urge you to allow Ayo to just take a bow. He has said it all. Uncommon President of the Senate, uncommon senators, uncommon Senate. What is left in adjective for Ayo to use? Mr. Senate President, thank you very much. We celebrate you and the President of Nigeria, Asuwaju, this afternoon. Thank you. Senator Sani, what do you want to say?
Distinguished brother, Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, like you, I'm very proud of the youths of Nigeria, and I'm also happy with the brand from your state, making history as the first Nigerian youth at the age of 34 to be nominated for the office of Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But at the age of, for ministership, what year? Okay, so Senator Alero said he was a minister at 24. So, well, so history is being repeated. that a lot of youths are being given the opportunity. But I think you must take a cue from what the former very youthful nominee, the lady said. When you people were saying, take a bow, and I told her, tell us what you want to bring to the table. You know what she said? She said, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something to this Alo chamber. That it would have been a disservice to Nigeria if she came here and she was not given an opportunity to explain. That was what she said. So as much as I agree with you that he can take a bow, but the young boy will not be happy with the Senate if we don't give him an opportunity to explain the things he wishes to do. So distinguished Senator Darlington, you are also very close to that age bracket. So please, can you ask him something?
Thank you, my dear President and dear colleagues. My name is Darlington Nwokocha. I speak for the entire Nigeria, but Abia Central in particular. Thank you, Mr. Senior President, for granting me this opportunity. Sincerely, I'm happy having a young man of this nature before us. That means there's very great hope for development and growth in Nigeria. My dear brother Ayo, I think I have only one question. And that question has to do with what we have in our immediate environment today. That is digital transformation. You said that you are going to work in collaboration with other ministries and ministers. And knowing fully well that today, in the entire globe, digital transformation is very key. And that is the fulcrum of greater employment generation. What do you intend to do, since you say you are going to collaborate with other ministries, most especially the AI, that today, that is what we have. And that is the only way you can generate a lot of employment and engage the youth meaningfully. How are you going to work in total collaboration with that ministry that will provide the necessary ingredients digitally in the digital space and transform the negative aspect of what we have today in the digital space into great positivity? Thank you.
So, my brother, the nominee, just a corollary to what he has asked is, what is your opinion on the situation of the social media in the country? Because a lot of the people who are on the social media are youths, and a lot of misinformation and is being thrown into this space, and people, the society is bound to be misled. So if you have made a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what would be your advice to this Alo chamber and even to the executive on what to do, not to control the social media, but to guide the social media so that we will not end up, breaking news should not break Nigeria.
Thank you, distinguished Senator. And I must say, I'll still use that word, uncommon tent Senate. Digital transformation, it is clear. There's only one problem we have in this country. And the two questions are the same. The problem is this. We, as young people, even in the Ministry of Youth so far, have no engagement with the young people. And I think it is time for the Ministry of Youth and myself, as a Minister of Youth, I'm not going to sit down in the office. I'm going to be, as a Minister of Youth nominee, if I'm confirmed, I'm not going to sit down in the office and relax. I want the youth to come to me. No. It is time for us to go back. In as much as a politician, we can go to the roots and corners of this country to campaign. It is time for us to go back to the schools. Train them. Talk to them. Let them feel the government. Let them see the government. And let them touch the government. It is time, as a young man and as a 34-year-old man, for the youth of this country to see the government as their own, because I'm coming from them. As social media, it is normal. We will have people, but we don't see them as bad people, but because they see nothing doing. But do you know, sir, my fathers and mothers, that if it is ordinary a Wi-Fi in all the nooks and crannies of this country, a Wi-Fi for them to browse or to tap their phone, and they are engaged with it, things will not be the way it is. Again, I remembered, even in the rural areas, that we have people that come from there to talk. From morning to 12, they go to farm, for those that went to farm. From 12 to the next morning, they do nothing. Why can't we have a digital training center in all communities? Revive our vocational training centers, revive our technical schools, and have reformed digital areas whereby people will go after 12, after leaving the farm, and go there and start engaging each other. I think it is time again, sir, to tell the country that government and youth will come together and collaborate, because we now have heads and we have the fathers that we can run to that have three things, sir, that have the 3C that a man can have, that anybody in this country that can handle the country well can have, which is the commitment. We have been sitting down. I was there yesterday. I saw everything. The commitment is there. The competence is there. And it is clear now that the government, neither you are PDP, neither you are APC, neither you are DDD, have the character to make this country a better one. Thank you, sir.
You just inform us of 3 C's: commitment, competence, and character. And then you also mentioned the need to engage the youths to a point where they will feel part and parcel of government, and for them to own government. Thank you for your submissions. You may now take a bow.
All right, so we're still live in Abuja, where the Senate has resumed screening of ministerial nominees. And of course, there were some scary moments there when Balarabe Lawal, one of these ministerial nominees, fainted. And of course, that episode has not stopped proceedings. And of course, Ayodele Olawande has just been screened. He's 34 years old. And of course, he's been given the green light to proceed. Bamidele is on now. Let's listen.
Report progress. I so move.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, I rise to second the motion moved by Leader of the House that the Senate do reverse to plenary to enable Chairman to report progress. I so second, Mr. President.
You've been watching the Senate screening of ministerial nominees, and just screened is 34 years old Ayodele Olawande, who is expected to serve as the Minister of State for Youth, pending his confirmation by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's a community development expert and youth leader in the governing All Progressives Congress, and he most recently served in the office of the Special Advisor to the President on Innovation from 2019 to 2023. While at the screening, he talked about engaging with the youth and making them a part of government. And of course, he says the government of the day has the commitment, the competence, and character needed to make the changes the country desires.